Hello, my friend. Merry Christmas and Happy Sunday. And every Christmas we celebrate 420. Why 420? Because I love cannabis. But this year there won't be any cannabis, just me and my sexy self and you. Thank you for spending the time watching this, and I try to practice my comedy skit every Christmas, and I know that you have to write it down, you have to practice, but I want it to be good and natural as possible, but then at the same time I want to show you the process, because I started off with nothing and look at this, here I am. So my friend, where should I start? Why did I start my journey? So I started my journey back in 4/19 of 2019, April 19th or April 15th, somewhere along there. But in 2018, I had an awakening. I was sitting there on my couch, hitting that blunt, and then a voice came to me from the sky. And at the time, everything that happened in my life was circulated around cannabis and masturbation. Masturbation, hit the blunt. Masturbation, hit the blunt. Weak. And then a voice from the sky told me, Khan, what are you doing with your life? I know you have a photographic memory, but you can't be jerking off all the time and smoking pot. I know you don't even watch porn. And he or she was right. I don't even watch porn when I jerk off. Joe. If you've been following my journey, then you know who Joe is. The scumbag from real estate. And I'm not talking about the retirement Joe. I'm talking about Joe, the scum. And the definition of scum, it's just despicable. Despicable human being. But we will save that for another day. So when God spoke to me, even though it was in a strange language, but I could understand it. And at that moment, I realized I can't be masturbating all the time. I can't be smoking pot all the time, even though I believe the medicinal purpose of cannabis. So that's when I started learning about the economy, how to get out of my 9-to-5, and I started going on YouTube and looking into mentorship, like consuming their content every day. And I even bought courses and attended events. Then I come to realize that every event that I attended, or even every course that I have bought, the first question is they always ask you, are you coachable? And I'm like, if I'm not coachable, why would I buy your course? Why am I here at the event? Is it because I want freedom, or I'm buying the dream that you're selling? Of course I'm coachable. And then I realized in order for you to be coachable, you have to buy more of the courses. And then the more you buy, there are levels to this shit, okay? So for example, you start out with buying a small course for $997. And then when you attend the event, you go to the next level because you expanding your network now. Then you gotta pay more. The next one up at $2,500. Then you join the Facebook group, and then if you're qualified, then you get to move up to the next level, which is like 15 or 20,000, and you get to hang out with them for the weekend in somewhere in La La Land. And then I realized I'm not coachable because all of these courses, they were teaching me how to find myself, how to go deep within myself. It's not the government that's making me poor. It's not the Federal Reserve that printed money that's making me poor. It's not the infrastructure bill, or it's not any other bill that's making me poor. The only thing that is making me poor is me and the friends that I surrounded myself with. And then I was like, holy shit, ain't that some shit? Then I realized, oh my God, you're right. I gotta be the leader within myself. I gotta stop blaming everything and start taking accountability. I have to be the leader. And then when COVID came, none of these mentors or the courses that I bought speak out the truth. All of them, or most of them, were silenced. You can't even hear them whisper, even though most of the courses that they sold or bought teaches me and to the people that are buying the course how to be a leader. But when it came to become the leader, when it came to shine the light, nowhere to be found. Then I realized motivational speaking, it's just a business. And the best time to sell is when you just sold. So for example, with the tiers that I was talking about, $997, $2,500, 15 grand, you know, it's kind of like you are the rat, and here's a little bit of cheddar, here's a little bit of cheddar, here's a little bit of cheddar, and then voila, bitch, I got you. Now you're in debt. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like 20 G's in debt. And you're at a point where you're like, either you go in or you go out. And they will tell you the reason why we want you to be in debt is simply because when you pay for something, you value it, especially when it costs a lot of money. The more expensive it is, the more you will value it. But then COVID showed me a lot about the business and the leadership in the business industry, and everyone was just selling a dream that you can one day be just like them. And you know the crazy thing about poor people? Poor people are stupid. And do you know why they are stupid? They all have one thing in common. Wealthy people are not gonna rip me off. Why would they do that? They're wealthy. Why would they rip me off? I was there, okay? Because of people like you, dumb bitches like you, dumb bitches like me, are the one that they are taking money from. Because if everyone were to understand the business model, then it wouldn't exist. Now, I'm not saying that every business model in the motivational world is broken. I'm just saying about 90% to 95% of them are broken, because when COVID and then with the corruption, you know, people that spoke out are the real leaders, and people that are in the back, just you don't hear a word. They keep on promoting their business, how to sell their courses, get people to attend their event, but they have no balls. And in my opinion, it's really hard to be a leader when you are not showing your people the truth. And for me, that was it. That was the line in the sand for me. So I move on. The next phase is like, I gotta go on a journey within. So that's when I started becoming a vegetarian, or at least try to be a vegetarian, even though from time to time when I hear of barbecue duck, barbecue ribs, I'm a vegetarian. I don't want any meat, but it tastes so good. And dog meat, that's the bomb. If you haven't tried dog meat, you're missing out. You're missing out. So how is the vegetarian diet going? It's going great. And the other thing that I've learned about business is that you gotta have a business model. And what is my business model? My business model is to go within myself on a journey within, to escape the matrix, and also starting a channel. Let me recap quickly, okay? When I first started out on YouTube, my goal was to get 1,000 subscribers because I want to get paid. I want to get paid for my work. But that is a broken business model. It's good to have a goal, but then at the same time, YouTube was censoring people left and right during the pandemic. And then when you have a business model that you put in a lot of work and it can be taken away, that is something that you do not want to do, my friend. So I switched over to Odyssey, and it's been about 2 years now. Then I found out that Odyssey lost the case with the SEC. So I don't know where it's gonna go, but I recently started another channel on Rumble. And it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of hard to walk the righteous path, but then I want to build a business model that is solid. I want to work with people that are for the Constitution, that are for freedom of speech, that are not censoring people, that cannot take your business model away with a click of a button. So I am where I am today. It's kind of slow, but then at the same time, I've learned how to improve my skill sets. And if you follow my channel, I went from a fat ass to being who I am today. Hey, look at me, tell me what you see. Another wannabe trying to make this industry. Oh no, he's broke, no hoes, what a lame-o. Please go, no show, just a hobo. It's okay though, let him sing my tune, yo. It takes some dedication, but consistency is the key. And the business model will continue. The hardest part about this whole thing is finding the right kind of people to work with and the right platform that are for the Constitution, for the users, and not being banned from the platform. So if you haven't followed me on Rumble, join me on Rumble. So my friend, let's get back to the journey within. even though I'm not at the point where like I'm a completely vegetarian, but I'm happy with my diet. Okay, I completely cut out, not completely, but I cut out about 90% of the sugar, even brown sugar, and carbs. So barely rice, bread, or COVID-19, COVID-19. But if you didn't know what just happened, a runny nose because of could be allergy, it could be whatever. But pretty much I've been just working out, cut the sugar, cut the carbs, and just mainly veggie. I eat a lot of eggs, about 3 to 5 eggs a day, just boil, and that is it. I work out. And my friend, the reason why I didn't pick any of the business model, because a lot of the business model were about selling a dream, and I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to show you the dream. I'm here to tell you that I am the dream, okay? And that's why I do what I do. And that's what happens when you don't write the script. But I'll try to do my best. Make it short, painless as possible. So that is where I'm at right now. I focus a lot on mind, body, and spirit, and then kind of document my journey so that you can see and witness my life. Because if I can do it, I believe if I can do it, anybody can do it, and with my business model, it's about going within. But in order for you to go within, you have to understand without what is the matrix. And that was a lot of these motivational businesses, they don't tell you. They don't, because they don't want you to step on any toes. They want you to be in the safe zone. And it's okay, but that's just not me. So, I do what I do. I share my journey. I share my viewpoint so that you can see it for what it is, and you can definitely challenge me any day, anytime on Rumble. Challenge me. But the whole point is not for you to argue with me. The whole point is for you to see your truth and what you are doing here, how you can contribute to the bigger picture. Okay, my friend, the next topic is about Bitcoin and crypto. So, like I said, there is no honor among liars and thieves. Watching the fall of Celsius, watching the fall of Luna, watching the fall of BlockFi, watching the fall of FTX, watching the fall, not yet, but will be eventually, of Joe the scumbag. I realize that these people, when they lie, they will create more lies to cover up the old lies, and then they will lie some more. They never take responsibility. I remember one time I was like, Joe, what happened to that the Zimbabwe bonds? When are you gonna sell it? When am I gonna get paid? He didn't respond for 2 days, and then 2 days later he was like, yeah, I had to take care of my disability child. And I was like, but it's not the first time. So, I get it. When people lie, they will, despicable, right? Scum, despicable. But when we look at the whole crypto space, I've been around like a prostitute, right? You know what I mean? I started out with Bitcoin. Then I got into Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Doge, Monero, Pirate Chain. But pretty much, my friend, I've been around the hood, No, I'm not talking about that hood. I'm not talking about, that one person sucked every dick on the block. But the analogy is kind of like that. I've came to a realization that every coin that was created was against Bitcoin. So for me, Bitcoin is like the Constitution, okay? And at first, when I got into Bitcoin and some of these like hardcore maximalists, I couldn't understand their anger. You know, I couldn't understand their anger, and I came to realize that the reason why they are so mad is kind of like when you look at Eminem, when you look at Tupac, when you look at Donald Trump, they're the reason why they are the way that they are. Because when, you know, even take business people, especially the top business people, when you encounter a lot of bullshit in your life, you're like, you're full of shit, you're full of shit, you're a piece of shit, and you're a piece of shit. And that's just how the game works, you know? Because when people are angry, instead of like hating them for it, try to understand why they are angry. And the crypto space is the same way. It's actually more like the crypto casino. Now, you know, a lot of smart people, right, that I would consider smart, I haven't been around the space long enough, but I know what is right and what is wrong. Like for example, there is no founder with Bitcoin. It's decentralized, permissionless, or at least that is the direction that we're heading. But a lot of, you know, the centralized exchanges. But let's stick to the basic, okay? Permissionless and limited supply and peer-to-peer transaction, and hopefully that is the direction that we're going. But when we're talking about coins like Ethereum, Binance, what else? Solana, Cardano, all of these, they have a founder. And as long as there is a founder, and they're centralized, by the way, it can be corrupt. Now, let's, you know, with all of the fallout with Luna, Celsius, BlockFi, and FTX, okay? Let's talk about Binance. Now, CZ, I like CZ as a business person. I feel like he's been on point about the things that he said. But the thing is, my friend, you should never, ever keep your Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin. I only want to focus on Bitcoin because all of the problems that we are facing today is all about incentives and the people that are controlling the money supply, the people that are printing money and who they distribute it out to. That is the problem with our society. If we can fix the money supply, we cannot fix everything, but we can fix a lot of things, okay? And that's the reason why I'm sticking with Bitcoin. And the moment you have your Bitcoin on a centralized exchange, verify, don't trust. And it doesn't matter how many times CZ is telling the truth. All it takes is one time for you to lose all of your wealth. And you know, when we look at Binance, okay, they're working with MasterCard, they're working with Visa, they're working with CBDC, or at least integrating with CBDC, with Google. Now I know in business, you know, you gotta work with people, but then at the same time, like I said, we are who we surround ourselves with. So the saying goes, right? Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. A lot of these companies, they are not for the Constitution. They are, you know, it's all they're about power and control. And as much as I love CZ as an individual, I don't trust the business model, especially when all of the coins that can be staked on there, and with this whole Web3, DeFi, and what else? Anyway, I get all worked up and shit talking about this shit. But my friend, the reason why you should stick with Bitcoin, learn how to self-custody your wealth. Why trust when you can verify? I mean, the game happened over and over and over. Like, you cannot print money out of thin air. And a lot of these tokens, they can just print and then they will give you some bullshit utilities. But my friend, if we haven't established sound money, why are we fantasizing about DeFi, Web3? Why? There's one more topic. DeFi, Web3. I'm missing one category. But the thing is, I feel like the thing that is really important in our society today is money. We have to fix the money issue, because look at all the wars that were created. Look at all the corruption that is happening. And by the way, all of the people that receive donation or lobbying by FTX cannot how should I put this? So the people that are running the oversight for FTX are receive donation from FTX. That is kind of like, that's kind of like asking my drug dealer to testify against me. And I do believe that there is a conflict of interest, because you cannot accept the donation from FTX, which is large amount, both Democrats and Republicans, but a lot more on the Republicans. A lot more on the Democrats than the Republicans. And these same people are running the oversight, and it's just so bizarre to me. But my friend, that is where we are at in the crypto space. At this point, if you understand why the Bitcoin maximalists are so mad, is because they have the right reason to. Because a lot of these people are scamming you, your hard-earned money, and if you want to get out of this whole scam bubble, it is a big bubble, okay? You gotta learn how to self-custody. And as of right now, Bitcoin is the way to go. And I want to see Bitcoin as sound money, because everything that the Federal Reserve is doing, central banks are doing, how government, in the name of foreign aid, it's not transparent. Everything is behind closed door. With Bitcoin, at least we can track everything. And for the people that are paranoid about being tracked, how you spend your money and stuff like that, well, there is alternative, which is Monero. But I don't see Monero, or Monero shouldn't be the world reserve currency. Simply, we're gonna run into the same problem. The reason why government feds are not transparent is because behind closed door, we don't know how that money is being distributed. So, but I do understand the argument of the individual right, and how we should have privacy. So my friend, I've touched base there, even though I don't have a script, but there are certain topics that I want to talk on this on this 420 Christmas. So the first one was 420 Christmas, why every 420 Christmas I do this. And then the second, it's mentorship. And then vegetarian, now Bitcoin and crypto. The last but not least, which is the Gazillionaires Club. I don't think the Gazillionaires Club is on the list, but after Bitcoin and crypto, let's talk about the economy. I'm sure a lot of you and myself, on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you get your news from, you're probably overwhelmed with the information. Is the market going to crash? Should I buy gold? Should I buy silver? Should I buy Bitcoin? Should I buy real estate? Is it gonna crash? I mean, I'm so overwhelmed to the point where like one person is saying one thing and then kind of like, for example, gold bugs, right? Gold bugs will tell you that buy gold, only gold. Gold is the only thing. The Bitcoin people, only Bitcoin, nothing else, only Bitcoin. Oil, only oil. But during my transformation, like especially being a vegetarian, like going on the route of being a vegetarian, I realized that a lot of vegans, they're pushing for the message of vegan, and some of them are true vegans. They love animals. They want to go on a journey within. But then at the same time, I found out that there is also a vegan movement, and the vegan movement supposed to lead to own nothing and you be happy and eat bugs, while they are destroying the farmland with this whole climate change. So fucking crazy. But my friend, on your financial journey, okay, if you were to listen to the Bitcoin people, Bitcoin is gonna hit 1 million. A lot of you got into Bitcoin hoping that it's gonna hit that 1 million. But how long? In the next 10 years? 15 years? Maybe 5 years? And if you are still working from paycheck to paycheck, maybe it's not a good time to invest into any kind of asset. Maybe it's a good time to work on your liabilities. Establish your liabilities and save some money. You only invest when you have money. It's the lesson that I give, but I didn't do. I was paying 17% on my credit card. I gotta buy some Bitcoin, man. I gotta buy some gold. 20% APR. It's gonna go to 1 million. I'm gonna be rich. And the other thing is, my friend, when you listen to the hardcore believer, I remember when Bitcoin was at 69,000, you gotta cost dollar average 50,000. You gotta buy 40,000. Keep going, buy some more. 30,000. This is the lowest. It cannot get any lower. 20,000. This is the cheapest. 16,000. If you don't buy Bitcoin, you're an idiot. I'm broke. What do I have to do to get more money? Do I have to suck more dick to get more money? I'm like, God damn. And if you buy gold, my friend, I mean, gold been very stagnant for the last 10 years now. Here's the point. Everyone of those people, they have a good intention. Good intention meaning that there is something wrong with our economy and it's gonna go somewhere, because the fiat currency cannot last any longer. About 97% of the purchasing power been lost over the last 50, 70 years. And how long can we last? Gold is definitely an alternative. Silver is definitely an alternative. And Bitcoin is definitely an alternative. But if you listen to people and you don't reflect on your current situation, I mean, of course you're gonna go broke. Anybody can go broke. And then, because the market has nothing to do with reality, okay? Everything is manipulated. The gold is being manipulated. With Bitcoin, there's a war and there's a lot of scams that's going on in Bitcoin. So my friend, when the price, or when the Fed started, when they there's tightening, there's quantitative easing, which is like pumping money into the system. They can print, they make it rain, they pump into the system, all asset prices go up. And when they tighten, it means that there's no more money that going into the market. Money is being pulled out, so all of the asset prices are going down. And when it starts going down, if you are not in a position to hold, then you will blame everyone. You will blame the gold bugs, you blame the silver bugs, you blame the Bitcoin bugs. You're like, I'm not making money. All of you guys are liars. But the truth is, my friend, you have to know where you are in your investing journey, your financial journey. So for me, I made the same mistake, but the reason why I keep pushing for my channel to grow, to improve my comedy, but also to share you my my journey. Yes, money is important, but from day one for me, it was never about the money. I understand that I need money to do what I do, to build a sanctuary. Because when I started learning about business, when I started learning about spirituality, when I started learning about mentorship and and investment, politics, when you see the matrix for what it is, it's hard not to get angry. But here's the point. In this matrix, if you get angry, you lose. If you don't get angry, then you are not a human being. So the only way out of the matrix is in. And that is why I'm on a mission to build a sanctuary. And in order for me to build a sanctuary, I gotta have money. And when I look at all of the business model, none of them are for me. The only business model that works for me is by promoting Bitcoin and my creativity. And by the way, if you haven't, purchased the Bipolar Poet, I will keep on giving out, free content, because I feel like even with marketing, people only market what is good, and when people purchase the product, they be like, this is not what I want. If you look at my thumbnails, from every picture from my thumbnail, it's from an actual video. And when I first started marketing the Bipolar Poet, people had no idea like what's in it. They know it's poetry, but what kind of poetry? So every weekend, every Sunday, right, that's when I do my marketing, because I want to get better with my marketing. I want to market what is right. I don't want to lie, and I don't have to lie. So I want to sell my creativity so that I can have money and build a sanctuary. Why, you may wonder? Remember, if you understand the matrix and you're not angry, you're not a human being. The only way out is in. And in order for me to find peace within my heart, and for those of you that want to come once the sanctuary is set up, is to find peace within our hearts by burying all these bitches emotionally. So that is the only business model for me, my friend. It's to share you my journey, to build my channel, to sell my creativity, and build a sanctuary. Build a sanctuary. So I know, it's maybe it's funny, maybe it's not, maybe there's some value to this video, maybe you can understand more of what I'm doing on my journey, but this is my Christmas gift to you. And happy or Merry Christmas wherever you are, and I hope you enjoy another one of my poetry, and together we can make it happen. Okay, build your brand, show people who you are, share people your purpose, because you never know who you are going to attract. And my friend, always follow the light. Why? Because I feel like when we are born, we're like a baby, and during the process of being a teenager and an adult, we learn what is right and we learn what is wrong, and then we become old, and if we, by the time we become an elder, and if we haven't established what is right and what is wrong, we're just wasting another lifetime. And the faster you wake up to your purpose, the more people you can help wake up and progress humanity forward. Because my vision of the world is that everything is abundance, and it's so easy to understand. But the thing is, we are trapped in this matrix full of deceptions, full of lies, and full of propagandas. And it's hard for people to be good people when they are poor. And that's why I believe in Bitcoin. That's why I sell my creativity in Bitcoin. And that's why I'm going to use that money to find peace for myself and to start a sanctuary for people that have like-minded to come and be part of my circle. So when you are part of me, I'm also a part of you. So my friend, much love, and wherever you are, mind, body, and spirit. Yes, money is important, but also this, okay? And the reason why I choose to go on a vegetarian diet. Oh, I forgot to mention something earlier. Not a lot of people, well, I can't say, being a vegetarian works for me, even though sometimes I still crave for meat and I do eat it. But the reason why I choose to be a vegetarian, because every time when I look into the eyes of an animal, I see a soul. I don't see it as food. And I know for some people, if you have to be on a meat diet, then be on a meat diet, but don't rub it in the face of other people. If you want to be a vegan, be a vegan. Don't rub it in the face of other people. The problem that our society is facing is that everyone is trying to prove that their way of life is the right way of life. No, just live it. Be a peaceful person. Do what you gotta do. Be a peaceful person. Teach people how to get out of, teach people how to be financially free. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the audience. Help and contribute to the greater good, because the world is so abundant. Humanity, we're not born to be caged in. We were born to be free, and we were born to create, and the potential is unlimited. So that is my message, my friend. Much love, and I will see you in the next 420.
Energy. Life is like a delicate flower itself, like a burning sun, it's guilty, like a baby, it's curious, like a star in adversity, like a lightning during a rainstorm, like a time without clock, like a wandering spirit that's eternal. It comes and it goes.